Hey, there we go. It's live. Good evening, everyone. Hope everybody's doing good. Hey, retro gamers. I'm just gonna call you by your your real name because I didn't even know how to say your screen name except for Skull. I got that part. That's as far as I can go. Gabriel. Nice. Welcome, everybody. Skull works? Okay, good. Because it shows you how much of a gamer I am in the same genre you are in. Because I don't know what that means. But but I know who you are in real life. So, yeah. Live Tuesday night. I have a few things here to show you, I guess, if you want to see them or if you have questions. Somebody did ask me a question about my sound system last week. Yeah, last week. I'm going to do an in-depth video on it soon-ish, like in the next month or so, because stuff is happening. A lot of stuff is happening. But for those of you that keep asking, this is what I use for my voice changer. It's a RomFX Revo. It's made by a guy in England, a company called RomFX. He makes TK voice changers and other stuff. I don't know if he's making these right now. He made 100 of them last year sometime, and then he hasn't made any more for a while because he was having trouble sourcing some of the parts. So anyway, hi Matt, welcome to the stream. Skull asked if I've had any horror stories while trooping with the 501st. I've heard horror stories. I don't have any horror stories because everybody up here is pretty awesome that I troop with regularly. So yeah, we're trying to keep it that way if possible. Want to keep the drama and horror stories to other places. Yeah, other than horror stories of like kids trying to jump me or me trying to keep kids from grabbing the thermal detonators off the back of one of my TKs up here. We did do a school one time and one time only, and we probably won't ever do it again. But we were in a field, and it was like open field day for the kids, and so we ended up pinned up against a fence in the back of the field because it was the only place we could keep them from going behind us and trying to rip stuff off of us. We had no support crew, no spotters, even though there was supposed to be. They vanished promptly as soon as the event started, so it was not a fun troop. It was hard. It was a lot of sweating. Retro gamers, do you think I should do 10-minute live streams every day and do a longer one on the weekend? Actually, I have thought about doing something like that. It might be boring though, like 10 minutes, but probably could do something like that. I do want to try and do more live streams. I do, as soon as I can. Right now I've been busy doing some stuff, I would say in real life, but that's more from gaming, I guess. So in life, I'm doing a lot of stuff right now, and so it's kept me pretty busy. But I would like to do more live streams on this channel, and I probably will start in the next week or so, shorter live streams. I tried to do a live stream at the troop a week ago, or a little over a week ago, the really warm one that was on a Saturday, and it only kept 30 seconds of it. Even though I streamed for 5 minutes, only 30 seconds of it stayed on YouTube. I have no idea why, other than I live in Alaska, the sun was out, and yeah, a moose walked between me and the cell phone tower or something like that. Brian Peterson, I'm just gonna ban you. Oh my gosh. Volkswagen Gamer, you're here. You're here like within the first few minutes. Congratulations. Yeah. Stale. Psh. You too. Hey, Walter. Skull asks, do we have any big events upcoming? We have, what do we have? No real big events until the end of this month, which the big event we have coming is the Alaska State Fair. We're going to be out there for a day, and that's going to be interesting because it's a lot of people that go through the Alaska State Fair, and yeah, we're still logistically planning for some of that stuff. I say we. I would say not so much me, so much as other people are thinking about it, probably more than I am right now. I am thinking about it. It is in the back of my head because I'm really scared about what that event is going to be like with that many people. Anyway, so yeah, that's the big event. And then in 2 months, almost exactly 2 months, yeah, exactly 2 months, we have SenchiCon, which is Alaska's largest convention. Did it last year. It was a blast last year. This year, it's in a newer, bigger, larger, more massive venue because they outgrew the other venue, which is going to be cool, I think. It's going to be the same venue we do Kids Day in. So I'm curious to see how they're going to set that up because it'll be a lot more space. So, let's see. Gabriel asks if I've worked with a lot of TK builds. You finally pulled the trigger and ordered a kit. It's a Magma Trooper kit, so technically a TX. I haven't done a lot. I've helped with one, the trooper who has the orange or reddish pauldron, the heavy weapons trooper up here. I helped him build that kit, which was his second kit. That's an Armor Master kit, and did that last summer. I don't know why I didn't vlog any of it, but because it was in my garage the whole time. But anyway, so I did that. And then I haven't physically helped anybody else with a trooper kit up here. Yeah, but it's fun to build. It was fun to doing the, because we did the button cover strip method, and that was interesting, challenging. I'd never done that before. But yeah, turned out good. The kit turned out really, really good. I will say, no matter what you do, when you build one, you probably take the first 3, maybe 4 troops to adjust everything, and then troop, and then adjust more stuff, and then troop, and then adjust more stuff, and so on. Because it just takes about that much time until you figure out where all the pinch points are and how to get all your strapping set exactly the way you want it. So that you can be like John up here, who basically shows up and his armor just sort of floats out of his bag and is on him in 5 minutes. I don't know how that guy can suit up that fast, but he suits up super quick. But that's cool. Magma Trooper's kit will be pretty cool to see. Fantastic Rage. You got an RC kit also. Nice. ATA helmet. Oh yeah, that's a good one. Skull asks if we have any first order people up there other than Kylo right now. No, we have no first order people up here. There are a couple of people working on some first order builds. The girl who does Kylo with us, Sarah, she's working on a Hux, General Hux. And then another person up here is working on a Captain Phasma, which would be pretty cool. I don't know how long that'll take, but it might be a while. And then maybe someday some Death Troopers. Well, that's not first order, but you know, Death Troopers might make an appearance. Wookiees, etc. Down the road. First order TIE pilots are cool. Magic, that's how. Wait, what was that in response to? Gabriel said I should definitely do a vlog for any armor parties up there in the future. We have not done an armor party in a while, partly because it's been summer and other reasons. And yeah, so we need to do some armor parties probably once fall hits. And everything kind of calms down up here after SenchiCon, basically, which is almost winter. Well, it basically is winter up here because it's October, and it probably will start snowing by then. So, yeah. Anyway, Fantastic Raid says, is there anywhere I can get Clone Trooper boots for my kit? For a Clone Trooper, you definitely want to check on the Clone Trooper detachment and see what they say and who they recommend for boots, because I have no idea about Clone Trooper boots. So, hey Tyler, good to see ya. I gotta catch up on the feed here. It's going fast. Oh, magic. That's what JW Pitbull says. That's how John gets dressed so fast. He has magic. That's probably true. Because he really does get suited up really fast. Skull, you're saving up for a trip to Troop over here. That's awesome. Bring your Snow Scout. That'd be great. I don't think I've ever seen a Snow Scout in person. That'd be really cool. I could have a Snow Scout and a Snow Trooper all at the same time. It'd be really, really fun. And it would be a lot cooler for you coming from where you are, especially if you came up in the winter. It would be a lot cooler. Well, we'd probably be inside, but you can go outside for a second and cool down really, really fast. So Juan asks, did I check out Far Far Away? I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I have been too busy doing other stuff, but I do plan on checking it out because I did get it. And thank you for sending it to me. I appreciate that. Gabriel says, you need to find some folks in your area to help with this kit. Gabriel, if you haven't already, definitely sign up on the forums for the detachment that covers your costume, because that will help you out a lot. It will help you out tremendously and save you a lot of pitfalls and problems down the road. And then also go on the 501st site at 501st.com, and there's I think it's on the upper right-hand side, you can find out where the local unit in your area is, and you can join up with them from there, because chances are they will have armor parties, or at least have people that will be able to help you a little bit and get you going, depending on where you are and how active they are in your area and stuff. So, but definitely join the forums for that detachment. I always preach that because it helps and it saves people a lot of problems. Tyler, what'd you say? You got your Director Krennic costume and only a few things to do till you're ready to submit for 501st approval. That's awesome. That's great. Definitely, if you haven't, sign up on the IOC forums, the Imperial Officer Corps forums, and get on there to see what they're saying about mods or anything like that you need to make. And I know Brian, who troops up here, the Admiral, he's on there, and Jen, the bridge crew, she's on there, and there's a million other people on there that are really helpful and will help give you guidance in anything you need to change or adjust. So the FP, oh man, they just posted the pins on the SLD. Yeah, I saw those. They're looking pretty cool. I'm gonna have to get one, a Vader one. And I wear it like on my lapel when I wear ties or wear suits and stuff. Volkswagen Gamer, you dumped your Anova Shore Trooper pre-order for an 850 ArmorWorks kit. Should be good for accuracy without the long wait times. Yeah, the 850 ArmorWorks it's pretty good. It can take a few modifications to make it more accurate, and then of course, however you end up painting it and doing weathering it and stuff like that, you can get it more accurate and stuff like that. But you definitely have a way less wait time than waiting for Anovas to get their stuff together. I think one of my kids is knocking at the door. Hold on a second.
Is this Jake from State Farm? Are you wearing khakis?
You
sound perfectly acceptable.
So, it appears we're going to have a guest on the show tonight. Or two guests, I guess. Welcome to the live stream, Brian and Jen, who are going to pull up some chairs and sit next to me, and we're going to squeeze in because, well, actually, we can scoot back and that'll help. So, this is Brian and this is Jen, not to be confused. Brian troops, as you have seen, as Admiral Tau, and Jen troops as a bridge crew.
Yes.
Basically, she's a boss, but
Pitbull.
yeah. She runs everything, keeps all of us safe and on our feet and on our toes and in line.
It's true.
And a lot of other things.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work. And the one Saturday troop that I haven't posted a vlog about because I've been too busy, both of them got their feet sunburned because the sun burned through their boots. And
it was hot.
Yes.
Boots were pretty wicked hot.
Yeah. So it does get hot in Alaska, but the thing is the sun gets up and it's really intense when it's out.
It does.
It doesn't.
That's how you know you have a good boot shine.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
The shine was working.
Yeah. So, and Brian, did you bring some stuff?
I did.
With you?
I did.
All right.
He brought some treasures.
He brought some treasures. I brought a treasure, but this is going to pale in comparison.
It is.
So.
Do you want to do your treasure first?
No, they've seen this treasure before.
Yeah.
I just didn't. I was like, if I don't have anything to talk about, I'm going to pull this treasure out. But now
Yours is new and exciting.
Now we got something to talk about.
We'll put Vader to shame.
Well, while he's getting that, I'll talk about this. I got another set of transducers, these little ones here, which are they're attached to a plate. They're still really thin, but they're a little more high-powered and a little bit more heavy-duty. So I'm thinking I might try these on my armor and see if they make a difference in how it sounds. So far, though, everybody that's tried them has said the 20-watt, 4-ohm 20-watt ones are the best that anybody else has tried. So we'll see. I'm always up for tweaking.
What you've been using so far has sounded awesome.
Yes.
Has it?
Yes.
It's hard for
We
me to
keep
believe.
telling you that.
I
and you
know.
don't
I know.
believe
Everybody
us.
keeps saying. You guys keep
He
saying it.
thinks
It
we're
sounds
lying to
great. And
him.
I'm just like,
I don't understand it.
I don't know. All I can tell is it vibrates everything
It
up
does.
here, and it's sort of like a massage. And now my armor is falling apart because somebody gave me an overeager hug.
That has nothing to do with the speakers.
No.
No, it
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
But I'm thinking
you're
about it
making
now.
choices.
Every time the speakers vibrate, I'm like, oh yeah, that thing is almost ready to
Yeah.
fall off, and the speaker's vibrating everything that it's attached to. So, anyway, but I do love the new because the last 2 troops that we've done, I have done no speakers on my belt, which is awesome because it's like 2.5, 3 pounds that I've been able to lose, and
despite what he thinks, he sounds amazing.
see, so there you go. That's what I have to trust these guys because I can't tell
That's all
from
he's-
inside the
that's 'cause
helmet.
that's all
I
he's
can't
got.
tell at all. Yeah.
It's us crazies.
Well, your breathing is phenomenal.
Yes.
Because you literally go up next to him like this, and if you can get close, put your hand on his back, you feel the breathing going in and out.
Maybe that's why they gave me a hug.
Maybe.
You're like,
It feels
he's actually
legitimate.
breathing.
It feels legitimate.
Anyway, so we're totally ignoring the chat here.
Oops.
In case any of you were wondering. Wait, so Smog asked me, "How you doing?"
They
and
love
you
your
did
shirt.
another successful
Yes.
troop 2 days ago.
He
Oh,
got
yes.
it for his birthday.
I got it for my birthday from this girl right
Actually,
here,
both of those shirts.
which this is one of my most favorite shirts. I was looking for it for like a year and a half. It took forever to find one, and then Jen got it for me. As soon as I told her how to find it.
Yes, that's
Because you
true.
can't find it
The
any
struggle
way
is
you
real.
think that you would like, oh, just type in this and that shirt will pop. No, it doesn't pop up. It
Doesn't
pops
work
up
that
really,
way.
really strange. Anyway, so Skull, I've not slaughtered any rebels in the hallway yet. I do
Nope.
want to. But after this stream, the 3 of us are going to a super secret location to do a little photo shoot, which I am, if I don't drop my helmet and crack it,
Please don't.
I'm really, really excited about.
Hold
So,
fingers for you. Please hold on.
There-
Don't drop it.
yeah, Vader with a cracked helmet. It's
No.
battle damage. No one do that anyway.
Mm-mm.
So, all right, Brian.
Well, I'm just going to answer one.
Okay,
We've already
yes.
done the Hug It Out. So we did a Hug It Out for Hope, part of the American Cancer Society.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's where Jake got a ton of hugs. We all got a ton of hugs, but Jake
Yeah.
got a special lot of hugs. And the ladies' hands typically go a little
They
lower.
travel down.
And they travel down, and then we're constantly like,
And then
bring
he
your
gets
hands back
goosed.
up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
It was,
that or they find all the wiring and they're suddenly not sure what to do.
yeah, and then I'm wondering if they're gonna pull out the wiring
Or
when
they're
they try and pull
distracted
their
by the
hand
wire,
out.
so they just it encourages them to go lower.
Yes. Yes. So yes, I will be vlogging tonight and the photo shoot. We'll be vlogging the entire thing. It's close to an airport, so I don't know if I can, but if I can get my drone up in the air, I was even going to try and do some drone shots
That'd
of
be
it,
pretty cool.
which would be pretty sweet.
That would.
So,
Yes.
but for those of you that don't know, if you haven't watched some of the other videos, or especially most of them, especially the SenchiCon videos and stuff, Brian has been building a life-size, all aluminum, completely remote controlled. It does just about everything except for fly yet. It doesn't
We'll
fly
find a way.
yet.
We'll find a way.
Yes.
But
Don't challenge him. He'll make it happen.
an amazing R2D2. And he has brought a few pieces to show you tonight.
So after the live stream, this is R2's skirt. So it actually goes on the base, sits down like this, and then his center foot comes out of it. And we are looking at options for the induction speakers to potentially use the inner sides to replace some of my large speakers inside of R2. R2 has a 400 watt stereo system. He's designed to make things thump and be heard.
He's loud and
He's
proud.
He's
Loud
loud
and
and proud.
proud.
And when I'm left alone with him, he gets louder.
He gets louder.
SenchiCon was a good example. We'd go
Yes.
wander around and he'd be at a nice
The
volume.
entire venue could
and they'd
hear
walk
him.
away and suddenly R2 and I'd start jamming.
Yeah. Yeah.
But R2 is all aluminum except for his feet. They're steel. And this is...
Probably a good thing.
It is.
They're gonna
Have
put
to
up with
figure out
some
the
abuse.
have to figure out the insurance of driving over people's feet.
Yeah.
But so I'm part of the R2 Builders Club. That's my R2D2 shirt. This bought this from Wayne in Texas, and I actually automotive painted myself with House of Color paints. That was a new new technique.
You
And
didn't
then
miss anything. I've been checking for you.
Okay, thank you.
we're
I got
watching.
it.
We got you until you do stuff like that.
Yes, and
Yeah,
then you
well,
We can
just
multitask.
jack it up.
That's when I pause on the live stream. I'm like, oh crud, I just moved.
This is-
way
Because
this is-
Kylo Ren
this is-
Cosplay wants to know what your all-time favorite troop was.
Exactly. This is no different than managing a troop
Yes.
for us. We're
Yes.
I know,
involved
they're
talking to
managing
people,
me.
We're
watching
managing
this,
you
managing.
just like we always
got
do.
I'm just standing here looking
Yes.
cool.
You show
Should
up
put the
in
helmet on.
costume and
It's
have
Vader.
fun.
Look, I'm here to look amazing.
Yes, and we manage the amazing.
So my all-time favorite troop was probably, I think still it was the troop that Jen and I did together, and handed out a patch to a young guy. I think I
Ryder.
posted that vlog a couple days ago on this channel. So if you haven't watched it, check it out. But it was awesome. I had
almost
to do.
cried in his
oh
helmet.
my lord! It was all I could do to keep my voice from cracking as I was talking to
I
that
was
little
wicked
kid.
jealous he was in a helmet.
Yes, I was so glad I was in a helmet. Oh,
Almost
my
cried.
lord.
You cried.
You cried.
Only you and Vader know, but we know.
I know.
right.
We've seen the sad Vader face.
I will neither confirm or deny any of those events.
It's
So-
the rust marks inside the helmet that give
Yes.
All the rust. Oh
Yes,
my
Vader does have
lord.
feelings.
Every
So-
time I see this thing, it's so much bigger than I think.
it away. So
it's
Jake has
going to
not
be.
seen my R2 dome.
He hasn't seen it since it all got painted
Since
pretty.
I painted it. This is again House of Colors automotive paint. It's 7 different layers to do this. It actually
so
has
much work.
gray, black, a tricolor purple, which is phenomenally beautiful, and my wife has approved another
A purple
astromech
droid.
in that one.
A purple one.
As long as it's that color,
Yes.
she's mandated that there will
Oh
be
my
one made.
lord.
And then this has a candy, and then clear coats.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Right?
And all these little
That's-
tiny lines that you have.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
my-
This, we had to read the
we did this one. It took an entire
Yeah.
day
An
just to
entire day to
remaster
redo.
this.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
The
So-
eye.
And then, cool part is right now
You are correct,
all of it can
Gabriel.
run
It is
off of
amazing.
9 volts. Is
There they are.
lights kick on.
Looks so cool.
And he's got his rear ones.
Oh, those ones light up too. That's awesome. My gosh. I helped put some of those LEDs
His
in
new
those
voice
did.
box
TVs.
is doing great, by the way. Just,
Oh,
because you're going to
yeah.
miss that question.
You are.
It's doing really good. It sounds
Yes.
great. He
Two
doesn't
troops.
think so. He doesn't believe us, but it sounds fantastic.
I can't hear, but they keep telling me it sounds great. So the last 2 troops I've done, no speakers other than the transducers here, and they say it has worked fantastically, except for when we were standing next to the highway. But
I could hear you just fine.
Well, I could hear you just
Right.
fine.
But we
Just-
wouldn't hear you yell run.
No.
yeah, I'm not gonna run anyway. I
We've seen
tried
you-
that
we've seen you
once.
run.
Not happening.
Right?
Yes.
Fantastic Raids likes that you're keeping up.
Yes, right. Actually, why isn't she a mod?
I don't know.
Yeah. Why don't I?
Hold on.
Because I'm usually working. That's why.
That's true. You are usually working
I am
because
usually working.
Jen's amazing and a little bit crazy and works the night shift.
A little bit?
A little bit.
Well, I like being nice.
Well,
Let's see. Okay,
Put her in time
now
out.
you're a mod.
you could say a little bit crazy if I didn't work all night and then troop during the day.
This
Yeah.
is true.
That's very true. Oh my gosh. See?
What are you
That's,
doing?
I don't know. I'm done.
Don't touch.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
Stop it.
So wait, somebody's asking me about
And yes,
RGB.
R2 is very, very expensive. You are correct.
He's way beyond 8K.
Way beyond.
Yeah.
He's more than.
So if you,
He's more than my car.
yeah, just, yeah.
I have a pretty decent, nice car.
So the paint job alone, including getting a sprayer and borrowing the compressor, was over $1,000
Just for paint.
just for the House of Color paints. But it's automotive paint, and it's the stuff that they use in cherry hot rods and all those with nice ghost flames and everything. So
Super good quality.
it is. But I've got even got his troublesome hat panel.
Wait, do you have servos in it?
Oh, there's
You got
lots
this
of
There's servos
servos in there?
everywhere.
Oh my
it's all in
lord.
there.
They're
See
all
that?
in
I will,
there.
Yeah.
I'll flip it over. Hang on.
He's getting there. Don't rush.
So, Jake has asked that I take, I'll get a security lens and replace this and get the same kind of camera that he's been using for all of
Yes.
his live streams and vlogs and stuff.
The little white Sony camera that I
Yep.
stick in my helmet.
The Sony camera, we'll put that in there. And then, so all of his holo projectors. So not everything's wired up yet, but you can see all the servos in there. And Jake and my 9-year-old son did all of the soldering. on all of the holo projectors and the PSIs. And then these are lamp rods.
Oh yeah.
So that goes on for
I
a
know where
lamp.
those come from.
Yeah, hardware store. And so cut those in, and then there's actually, what is it? Lost. In my dome. Oh, I already took them off. There's 2 servos on each side, so they control the X and Y axis, and will allow the PSIs, the holo projectors, to move.
That's
And then using small slip rings, so basically they spin, and so when a little kid grabs, because it will happen, or the adult is going to go, hey, look, and does this, or decides to start spinning
Yes.
to try to twist all my wires up, because
Yes.
it's a slip ring, it continues to spin, and there is no chance that they're going to tear up my wiring and rip it out of
or
the stuff.
damage your servos or
Right, and we probably should put a slip ring on your adapter, so when you're twisting and turning and stuff, it would actually
Yes.
turn
Actually,
with you,
yeah, that's not.
which
a
would
bad
untwist
idea.
it. But not nearly all of the wiring is in here and all the circuitry. I'm actually in the middle of a move, heading to the
Yeah.
outer rim.
We don't talk about it.
I've pissed off
Yeah.
Vader too many times, so I'm on a Outlands
That's a
assignment.
Positive way to put it.
Yeah, that's really
Being sent to the
positive.
Badlands, being
Yeah.
banished like Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a nice way to say it.
But the goal is to get them all back together. He's actually probably about 50% together in the garage right now, and then start putting them together. I don't actually have a vlog about it, but if you join the Astromech forums, I do have a build log on there, and I go through all the stuff and talk about each tool and part that I use. If it was videoed, there'd be a lot of obscenities, a lot of
Yes.
stops.
A lot of, yeah.
And
It'd be
I
an unbelievable amount
Yelling
of
and
editing
cursing
to make it
and- yes.
PG rated
It is.
or G rated.
And the other hard part, it's easy to squirrel. It really,
Oh my god.
I find myself squirreling all the time. Even when
That's
you
true.
come over, we sit there, we're like,
Yes.
oh, look, oh, you can do this, then we go over. I mean, we're even
Yeah.
doing it right now.
We spent an entire night putting LEDs in these little PCBs here for these, when it really we could have done the whole thing in like 10 minutes or 15 minutes maybe.
Probably.
But it like 4 hours, about 4
There
hours.
was talking, there was lots of
Even
socializing.
when he's talking me through it, he's zipping, squirreling everywhere.
Yeah, it's
There's all sorts of cool stuff.
Yes.
there is. Man,
But
I haven't even seen
so this afternoon, I put together his periscope.
Oh, he did?
I did. So it looks pretty sweet. So R2's periscope actually will come out of this panel. I actually have it double-sided taped down
Okay.
because the panel attaches magnetically to the periscope. So as it goes up and down, it'll rotate and show everything and then come back down.
So how many different things are you going to have on this thing that are coming out and moving and...
So it has the periscope. It has the lifeform scanner. I'm also getting another lift so that I could do potentially a lightsaber come out. One of my excellent buddies in Utah who does IA parts, and they only sell it to Astromech builders, is actually working on the Jabba barge drink tray that
Drink
goes on
tray.
top, which is one of the reasons we had to have the top panel open.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The other
It
one,
has a little arm.
yep,
that
because
comes
it has
out.
the little arm that comes up and the whole tray sits across the legs, and then
Yep.
you gotta have someone that dressed up like Anthony Daniels to bump into it.
We need to find a really, really skinny person to do a C-3PO build up
We're
here.
looking at a really skinny person.
There's no way I
You
would
wanted
fit
another
into this.
costume.
Yes.
No.
You're the
I'm
skinniest
about-
person we know.
18 inches too tall and at least 100 pounds too heavy.
Details.
Minor details.
But yeah, so that was the fun.
That's awesome. And then he's got these controller system that is like two little things like this that
They're
have
like
joysticks.
the Nintendo or the Nintendo nunchucks.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing. And it was part of the reason when he and I first started doing this kind of stuff together. He came and helped spot for me at a troop. It was like my second troop, I think, or anyway. And
It was like your third.
Many, many troops ago.
It was
long
many,
time ago.
many troops ago. Back when I was just a young Vader.
Just a pup.
So we were talking about it after because it was a lot of fun for him, which I found hard to believe. But he said it was fun, so I'm gonna believe him. And we were talking about R2 and stuff like that, and he started talking about what kind of things he could do, like to be in costume, in character, in the area, but still be able to control R2. And so many discussions later is what led to him becoming Admiral Tau and joining that way. And
It's been fun.
it's been a lot of fun.
I will say this: if you're going to build an astromech or of any kind, whether it's an R2D2 or other ones, there's a lot of people out there doing 3D printing. One of our buddies, who many times joins your chat, has been doing a 3D printed R2D2. It's a love venture, and there is lots and lots of things. I've admitted multiple times to these two behind closed doors, so first time on the internet that I will admit this. I am a horrible estimate at what it will take to get R2 done.
Oh my goodness, yes.
There have been so many, I'll have him ready by this date.
Yes.
And then that date comes and goes, and I'm like, well, I made this much progress, but yet no, we didn't get to the next step.
Horrible.
It's best to just stop setting dates.
We just
It is.
We
We just keep rolling.
But he keeps setting them, and we just don't. We just ignore him.
Yeah.
Well, once I got past the ankles, that was the hard part.
It was.
The ankles
That
was
was a
like
struggle for you.
almost 3 months of not being able to make any progress because I was terrified of the cuts that I had to make.
Yeah. And yeah. Well, how long have you been at R2 now? You've already been at this for...
So are we counting waitlist time?
Yes. I count that in my Vader time, and that was 2 years? I'm still waiting on one piece that I probably will never get, but 3 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like,
Yeah.
about a 4-year
Yes.
time period is what we're hoping that R2 gets finished in.
And some of it is my own procrastination, with kids and having time to build stuff. And,
yes.
and then you try to take advantage of Alaskan summers. And then you have friends come out, hang out. It is not always the easiest thing to do.
I see it, Smog, and that's
Yes.
awesome.
Yes.
You did a 2-day troop, the same hospital,
like,
you
you
go back
better say
tomorrow.
something.
That's awesome.
It's another
Congrats.
2-day.
And
August
I know
2nd and 3rd.
another back to back. That's pretty awesome. Same
Hospital
hospital for
troops
all of
are
them.
the best.
Yeah. So for me, like, even all the troops we do, all the other troops that we've done, like the Relays for Life or anything like that, the best for me are still, my favorite are still the
Yes.
hospital troops. Those are just the absolute, they're the bomb. They're my favorite.
So FPS, the pieces, there are 2 of them that gave me total conniption is everyone else in the club through the side ankles. So R2 has motors in his feet. Obviously, that's how he drives. His center foot is Vex wheels. So I've got scooter motors in his feet. Each one will pull 300 pounds. And being one of the few people going divergent and putting batteries in the battery boxes, like gas batteries in the battery boxes. But in order to do that, you have to run wiring up through the legs into the main body to give everything else. Because of that, everyone else typically goes through. There's a flat pot on R2's leg right next to the battery box, and it's a very flat spot. And a lot of people just come up straight through there. My mentor in California, Kevin, decided to be different, and he's been doing R2 and everything else a lot longer than anyone else that I know.
Different
And
is good.
yes, different
Look
is
at
good.
this.
Different is good.
It's a whole revolution
we
to...
go new ways. He actually goes through the pivot point in the ankle, and so he takes a little bit on the front side and a little bit on the back side, and then you come up through the foot, and the wiring basically splits around the pivot point and then goes up the leg, basically resulting in you cannot see the wiring at all. So, but it's one of those, they're very expensive pieces of aluminum that have been machined, and it's one of those, when you make a cut, if you're not confident on it, then you
Die a little inside.
you die a little bit inside, or you pull out some alumaloy and you start trying to patch and fix it. I don't know if there's no parts that I'm ever going to get on R2, because I already have the PSI controller, or the CPU arm. I have the zapper, which will work.
I can't wait for that.
That will be arcing. That will be fun. That will be for those nasty kids. He will have a fire extinguisher.
What is Matt talking? Sorry, I'm squirreling.
Oh.
You are.
I am listening.
Yeah. So, okay, to catch up on that chat, somebody asked about how you control R2 while you're trooping. So he has these 2 controllers that basically he can fit in his hands like this. They look kind of like Wii nunchucks,
Yeah.
but they're smaller, and way more awesome. And that's how he's going to control R2. But obviously, the priority for him is going to be R2, not being Admiral Tau at the time. And R2 may not make every single troop because he's going to weigh like 5,000 pounds.
He needs his
And-
own trailer.
He'll be like your legs.
Yes.
Exactly.
He requires his own trailer.
He's going to require his own trailer
He does.
and
His own parking
Okay.
spot.
Yeah.
His own parking spot.
And honestly, that's okay with me because
He
once
only
R2
likes red
shows up,
M&Ms.
I will not be the center of
Vader
attention
who?
anymore.
What?
R2 is going to hog all the
Yes.
attention. The rest of us will just be ropes on the Goodyear blimp. So we could literally be standing there in just about anything and nobody would notice because R2 would be there. And so, which actually I kind of look forward to, honestly. So Matt asked me what piece I will never have. It's another shoulder armor that I ordered from someone that I've kind of written off. Like, if it ever shows up, I'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll be shocked. Pleasantly shocked, if that's a thing.
It is a thing.
So anyway, right now there are people that have been waiting for 6, 7 years on his wait list. And, yeah, I've only been waiting 2.5, 3 years.
So, I mean, for a lot of people out there, you're all sitting there, 6, 7, 8 years. I mean, that is not, has not been outside the norm for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
the injective and additive 3D printing and new technologies are coming out are actually changing a lot of the ways. I mean, just for example, on historical R2s that were out there, first guys that started it, it was you could wait 10 years before you'd see a guy that made a part would ever do it again, and so you would literally just wait until they got around to the time to do it. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tyler, in answer to your question, we have not just randomly shown up in public in our costumes.
Yeah.
Non-trooping.
I don't recommend doing that
Yeah.
because bad things can
news.
happen.
Yes.
One, even though it seems harmless, people don't react the best to it, and cops do take it seriously when somebody, because people go out and rob banks
Cops,
with
schools,
helmets
all sorts
on
of
and
people
stuff
take
like
it pretty
that,
seriously.
and yeah, schools especially. So it's not a good idea to do that. It's a good idea to plan this stuff ahead of time.
Yeah.
And if the event people want to keep it a surprise from everybody else, that's cool. But the people in charge of that area, that building, that
Yeah.
event, they need to know, and they need to have planned it with us to make sure that everything's good and nobody's going to get hurt and nobody's going to go to jail for.
Well, I mean, you even have to look at some of the stuff. If you're in front of a commercial venue, say a business, say you go outside in front of like GameStop and you decide, oh, I'm going to do this. Lucasfilm, we're all wearing Lucasfilm's intellectual property, and that's one of the challenges that we go through. Is Lucasfilm actually has moratoriums
Yes.
that both the Rebel Legion, the Mandalorian Mercs, all the costuming organizations adhere by. And if you don't, then you actually are at risk of falling out of Lucasfilm's good graces. And if other cool things come around the corner, your organization will be excluded. To include, like, when I mean organization, like the entire 501st Legion could be banned from participating in events because people don't follow their requests.
Yeah.
It's like
It's a fine line to dance.
we
for
would
sure,
not necessarily,
to keep Darth Mouse happy.
as Jen and I helped plan a lot of the events, I'm one of the event coordinators, and so we would never have just a random show-up event.
No.
It would still be classified as a troop because someone in the leadership planned it.
Yes.
And then, even if we wore leprechaun hats
Yes.
Yes.
and went ice fishing,
Leprechaun hat.
it would still
We
be
should totally
planned,
do
it would
that.
still be coordinated, and so it would still count as an official troop, even if you had, just fun stuff to do. So we always try to make sure we're looking to doing that.
Yeah. So, Smog, I don't remember what you troop as. I'm sorry. I have too many other things in my brain right now. And then, let's see. Fantastic Raid told Matt that he's heard of people who bought things from a Novus that have been waiting for 1 year on the armor. So, a Novus, when they started the pre-orders for their Vader, they started it 2.5, almost 3 years ago. And it was 2 years and a couple of months until the very first they actually shipped one. So it's in the prop world, even with a big company like a Novus, waiting is part of the game.
Yep.
So it just is.
I mean, the Imperial officer costumes, which are just mostly fabric, it was like 18 months, and it went back and forth, probably at least 9 months, just trying to figure out their packing standards and safety re-inspections and all that to meet the standards for Disney.
Yeah, and Disney has some strict standards.
Yes.
Very, very strict standards. Let's see. Kylo, a cosplayer, asked when the next troop is and the next video. I'm still uploading or re-uploading the videos from my other channel to this channel, so that's why you guys are getting like the greatest hits collection.
The throwbacks.
the throwbacks, yes. It's yes, oldies.
Oldies but goodies.
I do have 2 videos that I need to edit. They've just been on the back burner because I've had a lot of the pressing projects on the front burners right now. You'll get a video about tonight, the photo shoot that we're going to go do after this. I will probably upload that relatively quick because I'm going to try and keep the video shooting of it simple so it doesn't take a lot of editing. Like, you're not going to see me getting in and out of the car, packing up my costume, unpacking my costume. Well, you might see me putting my costume on. You'll probably see a whole bunch of these two doing stuff while I'm
Or it'll
getting
be us
suited
two
up.
doing all those things just to switch it up.
There we go. That's even better. Yeah, I
Yes.
like that idea. That's a good idea. So, anyway, I know we'll try and get that up. Maybe
Just so we don't get stale.
See, yes, that's right. We don't want to get stale.
No.
Timber!
And now I've totally lost my train of thought.
Right? That was the plan.
completely lost
Since we
my train of
completely
thought.
killed your train of
That was
thought.
the plan.
So some of you may remember seeing this photo. That is the one we are going to go out and do.
We're going to recreate that
We're going to recreate that with Jake.
this sucker right here.
That's
pretty excited.
That's the picture we're going to
I'm
do.
excited. Man, I gotta look bad.
So
to the bone.
Yes.
that will be fun, and if I can Photoshop it properly, that will become Jake's new action photo for the 501st Legion.
That'll become a whole lot of my new everything.
It'll go everywhere.
It'll be everywhere.
It'll be everywhere on everything.
It'll probably be the
We'll probably even make
icon
him
for this
t-shirts.
channel and everything.
Yep.
And yes. So, FES Diver asks, what is in the bucket bag? And
Which
this
bucket?
is
Which
my
bucket?
this is my trooping bucket. This is a stone helmet. It's a Return of the Jedi.
Cadillac of helmets.
It's a Cadillac.
It
Has
is beautiful.
Bunch of stuff inside. It's amazing. I love it.
So the whole reason I did R2 in automotive paints is because of Jake's armor and his helmet. So all of
Yes.
his are done in automotive paint and automotive clear coat.
Yep.
And
And it's beautiful.
when you look at someone else that's done a rattle can, not any
Significant
Yeah,
difference.
nothing against anyone who does in the rattle cans, but when you put the two together, it's suddenly just like an epic difference that stands out. And
Right.
there's a depth in the techniques that they do it. I was learning about it doing the automotive painting, and it gets so much more light gets captured in the paint, and when it does.
It's pretty awesome with the shirt.
It
It is, right?
It is.
Right?
You just gotta have your hand out like that, you
That's
know.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
I need my gloves. They're upstairs somewhere. Yeah, and actually, to be honest, I mean, granted, I'm very careful with this, but the automotive paint has withstood, because I'm on like 75 or 76 events now.
We're busy folks.
And I have been whacked on the head with a lightsaber when I was fighting Boomer, the Alaska Aces mascot, at the very end of our fight, because he was almost dying. He accidentally clipped my
Literally.
helmet. Because the poor guy could not breathe.
He couldn't
I
breathe.
really feel sorry
He didn't
for
have
him.
any oxygen in his.
And I have hit my head on the top of a bus, and I've hit my head on the top of a car bus door thing, and I've
Very technical
At
term.
native, at native.
At native,
yes.
yes. We took over
I
their
have
shuttle.
been like had kids come up and bat me on the back. That was one of those horror troop stories. They came up and whacked the back of my helmet. It's been bumped, it's been dinged, and it really is doing great, except for some tiny little tiny scratches that you can't really even see. It's like held up amazingly well. Because I know some guys that have to get theirs redone every single year.
Yeah.
And so that's the guy that painted this for me did an amazing job, and he used really high quality materials. Like Brian's saying, good quality automotive paint and clear coat
Patience.
and
Patience.
patience.
A lot. And good controlled environment.
Yes.
Yeah.
And good handlers.
Oh, yes.
Good handlers. A very good crew. So, yeah. That's what was in the bucket bag behind me.
So, for as far as the recreating the photo, we don't have to worry about having fans ready. Alaska is, the area we're going is beautiful in the fact that there's always a breeze in the area. So we might have to tuft his cape
Yes.
a little bit just so
much.
it catches it, but once it grabs it, it will do it its own.
It should
Yeah.
go.
Yep. We just gotta make sure he doesn't fall off the rock.
Yes.
Yes. And make sure my one damaged bell doesn't fall off
It won't. It won't.
with anything.
We'll make sure.
And Tom,
And
no,
that you don't
And
fall
I don't
over in
tip
the
over.
stool.
he wasn't. The mascot was not being uber serious. He has no fans in.
He
That
doesn't
poor
have any
guy.
way to get air
There's
into
no-
his helmet. Into
Yeah.
his
So typically in those
head.
mascots, they thin out the top of the heads in order to let airflow come in, and then they blow it out through the mouth. But he doesn't have
he
anything
doesn't
like
have
that.
any of that.
And so he was literally gasping through his mouth, and so
literally.
if you go back and watch Jake's video streams or the vlogs when he showed the fights, and you'll see him
he keeps
come up like this,
grasping.
and he'll grab at his throat. He's actually catching the bottom of his hood,
He's trying to open
pulling
it.
it up to basically
Get air.
depressurize, because he's basically only blowing air out, and he was sucking carbon monoxide the whole time. So we were pretty close to losing the mascot on ice.
Yes. You almost killed him for real.
Yeah, from what I hear,
Oh my
he came
gosh.
off the ice, stripped everything off, and passed out for an hour in his
Yeah.
corner
With
cubby
ice
thing
packs on.
With ice packs on. I felt really, really sorry for him. I really felt sorry for him. I mean, I was out of breath and sweating, but I have fans and stuff at least. That he was dying. So, yeah, somebody asked how we handle misbehaving children. One, if they get anywhere
Yeah, Jake,
near
how do we misbehave children?
anywhere near this girl, they're in trouble.
My nickname is well earned.
She gives
Yes.
him the mom face.
So at one of the troops, well, at the one troop at the school, Jen wasn't even part of the group yet because it was before she had even experienced her first troop,
Before my time.
which she even came back after her first troop, which was Kids Day. That was crazy. So that we didn't have any support crew for. And then the other one that happened was Barnes and Noble
Oh,
last year. And these guys had to peel out early, and had been a relatively calm troop up to the
Until
point
we left.
they left, and about the time they left, a group of like
Shenanigans.
tweeners came in and had really bad attitudes. It was like the one and only time, well, second time that I've physically grabbed somebody and moved them away from me and away from a TK. And after that, I was like, that's it, everybody, we're gone. And we all went back, changed, and left. And we let the managers know why we were
Yeah.
leaving early, and they were cool with it. But it's like, it instantly removes all of the fun for anybody in costume,
It
and
does.
then it's no fun for anybody who's there because we're just
it
trying to
becomes
protect
stressful.
ourselves. Yeah.
And it's usually not small children that are the problem. It's usually teenagers and
It
adults.
is.
It is.
It's the middle school and
Drunk
high
people.
school
Or
people,
the
and
parents.
then the drunk people. Yeah,
Enti-
some of the
entitled-
parents.
But there
entitled
has been a
parents.
lot of entitled parents, drunk people, and kids that have caused problems that he doesn't even know about.
Yep.
Because we're that good.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. We were at the 4th Avenue Theater troupe, and I was standing there, and I had seen this guy kind of off over there, but I wasn't paying very much attention to him. There was some stuff going on right by me, and all of a sudden, she is in front of me,
And I
because he was
actually
coming
reach
toward
behind me and grab his chest box.
Yes, and then I saw out of the corner of my eye, Brian was standing a little ways behind me, but he had his arms like this, and he had his
Watching
eyes
me.
glued on Jen and this guy, and I was like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, the guy was
Drunken
drunk and
shenanigans.
just
Causing problems.
problems. But anyway,
I mean, honestly, the easiest way is, Jen and I have actually gotten good at doing it in character.
True.
We can actually
Yes.
roll in and basically, don't you dare touch Lord Vader.
Yes.
You'll be wiped out, or you can easily throw any ad lib, whatever.
yeah,
But when you call it
Yes.
to their attention, just like you see Jen and I constantly looking around the room and here
And
looking
we're
at Jake
actually-
and still watching the
Yes.
chat, is
And
you
we're
literally-
actually really good at communicating without speaking. So
That's
in
true.
a big event with a lot of people, it gets done well.
Matthew
Yeah.
says that's why we have Royal Guards with force spikes at work.
except when their
Yeah.
force spike weighs like 35 pounds.
Yeah,
and
our Royal
Yes.
Guard, who is unfortunately moving as well,
Montana.
his force pike is solid milled
Ridiculously
aluminum. The whole
heavy.
thing is solid. It weighs like 30 pounds.
Yeah, it is an arm workout when you try to hold it.
Dear Lord, it's so heavy. Yeah, that's why R2 is going to have a working zapper.
Yes.
He actually will also have the fire extinguisher, which if
That
the
too.
fire extinguisher will
Really
push
cool.
them back, and if they come back, then it's going to bring out the arc, and we'll see how well the parents come running.
Yes.
Yeah, which is like there are horror stories on the R2 Builders forum too that kids coming up and just kicking R2 like he's a ball or something, kicking the crap out of him, and their parents going. Like getting mad at the person who owns the R2
Yeah.
is telling their kids to knock it off.
Sorry,
They're getting
not
mad
sorry.
at him for telling their kids to knock it off.
Yeah.
It's just kind of blows my mind that people can be that
Yeah.
entitled. Because I would use a different word, but I'm not going to because I want to keep this G-rated.
Yes.
Well, I mean, pretty much they just come in, and even for us in costume, you know, it's you get people that are like, well, you came here, didn't you anticipate that was going to happen?
No.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We didn't build these projects to deal with self-entitled people or feel that they have no repercussions for their actions.
Yes.
Yes. That's
Use your manners,
very
kids.
true.
Yes.
Be nice. Bear spray.
Be nice.
The support crew is always watching.
I'm
you.
always watching. There's a
is
reason they
so
call me
true.
Pitbull.
People kicking an R2, pushing it, hitting. Yes.
Yes.
So that's why he's steel. That's why his feet are steel. The guy that I saw that had aluminum feet, the
got
kid was
bashed in.
wearing steel-toed boots and did some massive kicks and dented the frame. The guy had probably about $2,000 worth of damages. So my plan is with the steel feet and the 300-pound torque motors, is that when someone decides to get feisty, R2's going to square off with them. And I think a
put money on
300
R2 at
plus
that
a
point.
300 plus
Yeah.
squat
I put
droid
all my money on R2.
is going to start, four-wheeling into kids. They'll go for that, and then, they go off. He's got his 400-watt system to push him back, and he's got the fire extinguisher, which will be ice cold
Yes.
because it's just one of the small compressed air cans upside down that blows out one of the panels. And
That'd
then
be
if that continues to bring them back, then it'll bring it out, and nothing like the sound of a taser arcing to make you suddenly go, "Ooh, maybe no."
Maybe not.
Might second think these things.
Yes.
Yeah.
We gotta figure out how to put something like that on you, so like
That's
when
what
they
I
push the
want.
buttons on your chest box
Just
that they arc,
zaps 'em.
just have a little wire go across.
He had gloves. Just. Yeah. The worst horror story I've heard of R2 was somebody's kid fed the what is the little slot below his radar eye there,
Oh,
where she
data
put
card
in the
slot.
battle plans. They fed it an ice cream sandwich.
Yes.
Oh God.
And that just is.
There's
like
lots of dangerous electronics inside, and yeah,
that.
It
And,
doesn't like ice cream.
yeah. No, that's not.
or sodas.
Or
or,
sodas.
or any.
Things sticky.
Really, R2 is kind of crabby and doesn't like people in general.
He will
you-
totally take the prima donna crown.
That's totally true.
A little tiara I put on top.
I think he can hold his own.
Absolutely.
I think so too, yeah. And I think with your stereo system in there, if
Oh
you
my
play
God.
one of his shrieks or one of his really
Yes.
loud
Oh, yes.
things,
Oh,
people
yes.
people will think twice
move
about
out of the
it.
way.
So I mean, there's a lot of great guys out there that build scripts that that go through and they've worked sequences down. Like the head will go back and forth, indicating the no and giving a series of 4 or 5 different sounds
Yeah.
that R2 usually does for when he's unhappy with something, and then back up away from the individual. And if they continue to pursue, because sometimes kids think it's a game.
Yeah.
That's when R2 goes on the offensive.
Yeah.
So it will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll only take once for R2 to, at 300 pounds, to go over some kid's toes for them to suddenly be like, no, we're done playing.
Tyler, yes, people will try and grab at your cape. They grab at Jake's all the time.
It's a
Yeah.
game.
It's a game. They think it's funny.
Yeah. So, but as Director Krennic, you have 2 things going for you. One, you don't have a helmet on, so you can see really, really well, which helps tremendously. And if you're with a group, it'll help you out tremendously as well. So that's, yeah.
So-
And Krennic, I don't think is, I think he'd be a draw, but I don't think he'd be as, like, for some reason, people really want to grab Vader, and I can only imagine what they're going to do with R2, but like some of the hero characters like Vader or
Boba Fett.
Be Boba Fett, yeah. He's got lots of stuff on him. And then they love the thermal detonators, the little round thing on the back of the TKs. They love to try and grab those and pull them off, and it just
Or if they have a weapon hanging here. They
yeah,
like to
that
try and-
too. That too. So
Had to get sassy a couple times on that one.
yeah.
Matt, I have not gotten that component yet. I know a guy that does it that causes LED
all
lighting
of the-
inside that his pie panels will open up and he'll do blasts of smoke as he screeches and his whole power system will shut down. He actually has 2 secret buttons on him. So he has dome bumps
He did.
on his head, and those are typically just metallic. R2s are actually, my R2s is actually, those are real buttons, and they have secret code sequences. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Fantastic Raid says he thinks that Chewie has to deal with kids. Yeah, I think any Wookiee has to deal with kids.
course.
Because, well, people in general, because they're going to want to give a hug.
Can you imagine if
and-
someone chewing gum gives you a hug and it like gets stuck in your Wookiee hair?
Ew.
We're gonna have to think about this. As
I
we're,
know.
Like, knitting.
Cotton
started to put
candy
our
or anything
things
sticky?
together.
Oh, my gosh. So
Yeah.
we've Jen and I are giving looks because we've had several events where we've seen kids that have been just eating, an ice cream or cotton candy, like at the Aces games, and they're like, "Oh, Vader!" They come running, you're like,
Even
"Nope."
at the Make-A-Wish walk.
And you smack hands, you're like,
It's like,
"Nope."
"Ah,
You know what?
stop
Nope.
it."
Nope. You're
Nope.
not.
No, touchy.
Jen has slight OCD about our costumes, so
Well, somebody has to keep you guys looking good.
you do. Even though we have mirrors and we'll look at them,
No, you don't always have mirrors.
we do have mirrors.
Shenanigans.
Cameras work well as a mirror.
Cameras do work as a mirror.
And so the funny thing is, so I've been doing this with Jake, a little bit longer than Jen. And I will check out his costume and give him the thumbs up, and then Jen rolls behind and she's like, "Get out of my way! It's my turn!" And she'll tug on his cape and
straighten everything out.
and get
It's
it
a
straightened
thing
out.
now.
It
It's
is.
like, it's like a
It is.
pregame
Yeah.
ritual.
Because when she first was doing it, when I first was doing this, and she would straighten things up,
Like,
and I kept thinking,
he
like,
literally
my
thought
God,
the cape was crooked
I
every
put my
time.
cape
I'm
on
like,
so
no,
crooked every
no,
single time, and then
No,
she
it's
finally
like
let
a
me know that it wasn't that crooked. She was
Pre-game
just
ritual.
like, just had to do
And
it.
Adam
because
said,
I do it the same exact way every time.
yeah.
Right.
It
I
is.
fix
It is true.
the same things in the same order every time.
It is true. And when we distract you, bad things happen.
No.
That's true.
Well,
And
we
I-
forget things like code cylinders or
No, I forget my own stuff.
like I said.
I forget my
We-
own code
we.
cylinders.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a lot of fun when we troop together.
There's
We
way
do.
too much video footage that Jake actually has to edit when
Oh, snap.
we're allowed out with cameras and video recording devices.
Gosh.
It's hours and hours of stuff, and people are trying. He's
how
he's
ma-
stuck here in front
How
of
much video footage did you have to surf through after
What, 15
APs?
hours?
So we did, we had like, 12,
'Cause he
15
gave us
hours
cameras.
of footage because Brian had the little black GoPro, and then Jen had her camera, and then I gave you another camera at some point. And
They were
then we had
everywhere.
a camera sitting somewhere at one point, and
Shenanigans ensued.
yes. Yeah, so if you look at the APs event vlog, which I think I've got on this channel now. I'm
We
pretty sure I
tried to
do.
talk him into like a director's cut.
Yeah, which would have been
but
like
he
45 minutes
did
long. I
not
did
do.
get all of the really best parts on the vlog.
No, he didn't.
There's
He's lying
way
to
more.
You.
There was so
He is such a liar pants.
It would have been like a Peter Jackson version, man. It would have like,
That's what
here's
we were
your
hoping for.
3-part, 4.5
Yes!
hour deal.
Yes, that's what we were
And
hoping for.
yes, but yeah.
They would have gotten a kick out of it.
The only part I cut off in that video was when I say you failed me for the last time was right before that. Brian was trying to like do this cool flyby and he stepped on my cape and almost killed me. And anyway, so yeah, I edited that part out because I was like, stop me in my tracks. I'm really careful about when I'm walking. If I feel a tug on my cape at all, I stop immediately because I don't want to get choked. And I
It
don't
was
wanna
the
have
one
everything get
time your
ripped
cape
off.
did not billow.
I know.
Normally it
really
billows
didn't
and I
billow.
go-
It
It's
has
so
like this
weird.
I go
epic
clipping by.
billowy sexiness to it, and it just kind of flows very beautifully, and it
It
did
does.
not that time.
You should upload the video of you running down the Ronald McDonald House hallway with me doing leprechaun
I
heel
caught him
kicks
running.
in the background.
Yeah,
Full
so
on
that's
sprinting down the
That's
hallway.
one of the vlogs that's not edited or put together yet. I'm debating about that particular clip because that's the only clip so far that I'm like, if Disney
they just
saw
wanna
Darth
see it.
Vader
They just
running
wanna see it.
down
They just want
a
to see it.
You know,
hallway.
They're
I
telling
really
you
just
to
wanna
upload
see
it
it.
right
the
now.
sad thing is, we could always post a comment with a link to it.
That's true, and we
Still
might
have
do
the video
that.
on my phone.
We have
I
the
have
videos.
the video. I have it uploaded on one of my channels. I just haven't made it public. It's there. Anyway, I ran down the hallway in my costume and
And then he
About 6
skipped
steps, he's
behind like a
winded.
leprechaun all the way down
Like-
the hallway like this.
6-7 steps I was done. I'm amazed nothing fell off. But
You did
anyway,
really
and then he
good.
was skipping and clicking his heels and
Yes.
down the hall behind me. It was a fun troop.
And I got it all on video, as I usually do.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
That's why you don't normally see me in them, is because I'm taking them.
Yeah, but Tom, it's good to see that your guys' events are like a huge camping mess. I mean, that's pretty much how
Yeah.
ours are. We get out there and
Stuff's everywhere.
it's always laughing. We have water and food bits, and there's way more shenanigans that goes on behind the scenes of us messing with each other. And
Yep.
We enjoy our hour call time.
there is.
Yeah.
Or-
I need
or-
to think about a place like I've tried a few times to get a good camera angle, just like set it off in the corner. But then usually those ones are the ones that we don't have a lot of shenanigans behind the scenes because we end up like we're either all like super busy and running in for a quick drink of water, and then back out, or we're all so hot and tired we can't do anything but sit
So
down
you'll
anyway.
probably see the best shenanigans when he straps the camera to me.
That's next on the plan.
That's
I have a
next on
little
the plans.
buttonhole camera that I want to
gonna be
attach to Jen, and we'll film something. I tried it on one of the troops in my chin vent, but the problem is all it got was the floor because it slipped in and it just looked down.
It was all feet.
So yeah, it was all feet.
It was the introvert Vader, only looking at his toes.
That's awesome, Tom. That's pretty cool. He said they have board games, Star Wars Trivial Pursuit, dressing rooms. They work out. Yeah, dressing is always interesting. Huge mess.
So we've actually made a rule on the co-ed dressing areas, since we have all the stuff, is that everybody wears the silk armor, silk Under Armour
heat gear.
and that no one shows up in just straight underwear. Just because part of it is we're also trying to grow and add in the Galactic Academy, so we're also worried about potentially having kids along, or if Jake brings his kids or I bring mine. Not that they really care.
Yeah.
But you know,
we try and keep it as PG as we can.
Exactly.
Yeah. So Tom asked me, which is FPS Diver, asked me about how do I do stairs as Vader.
He actually does really well.
Way better than the TKs.
Way better than the TKs.
The TKs. But the whole reason for that is
the chin vent.
This chin
It's
vent.
magical.
I look through this chin vent at least 60% of the time when I'm in costume. I'm constantly scanning my eyes, but I'm always looking through the chin vent too. So that helps me out a lot. The other thing that helps me out is usually one of these guys goes in front and says there's 5 steps.
4 steps.
4 steps, 3 steps, 2 steps, 1 steps. Which for me, so long as I know, like, okay, there's 5 steps, I'm usually pretty good from that once I find the first one because steps are even. But for the TKs, they can't
we
see
usually
a
have to
thing.
escort on an arm.
And so that. And if you watch the movies, the original trilogy, he goes down a lot of steps.
He does.
He does.
A lot
of
of steps.
stairs.
And so I went back and watched him a couple weeks ago, and I was looking and I was like, he really didn't slow down very much. And I just
Takes those stairs like a
maybe
boss.
they didn't have the faceplate on or something. Maybe it was just
Momentum.
the dome. But I was just like, dear Lord, man, he goes down those steps like there's nothing
He
there.
closed his eyes and prayed.
That's probably right. My moment of sheer terror was when we did the 4th of July parade at Wasilla last year, and we were walking out to get ready, and I
Speed walking.
speed walking because we had
We
a
were
ways.
rushed.
We had to walk like a quarter
up,
mile
hurry
to
up,
get
hurry
where we
up,
were
hurry
supposed to go. And I went out, and I didn't realize the sidewalk had 1 step and then the curb. And I didn't know about the 1 step. I knew about the curb, but
We failed.
as I was
We
stepping,
failed.
well, I kind of left them behind. They were, I don't know, you guys were helping somebody or whatever. Anyway,
We were with Jade trying to get everything else
Yes,
straightened
we
out.
were.
and so I start walking,
Logistics
and the
was a
back of my
problem.
heel caught the step as I was, and then of course went down because there's a step there, and I had a momentary where my entire laugh flashed in front of my eyes, and I thought about sprawling out on the cement in my costume, and then fortunately I caught myself with my other foot, but it was terrifying.
He does worry about falling all the time. He has never yet, and we won't let
We
him.
won't let him. I won't let him.
It
So,
would be the most uncomfortable.
For all of you guys out there, they're working on costumes. Like, the number one thing that Jen and I would tell you guys to do, you guys need to start trooping with your local garrison or
Yes.
organization. Start doing what Jen and I do. You guys will
have
earn yourself.
To handle.
You guys will earn yourself in
Experience it.
gold.
Yes.
Because one, you'll start learning a lot of these techniques. You guys are asking like, well, how do you walk stairs? How do you do this?
Yeah.
When you suddenly have to do it from the other side,
You have to
worrying
do it
about
for
people,
someone else. It helps you tremendously.
or where you get this, people will poke. I have to go potty, and then you go,
That's
oh,
not cool.
how do I get somebody in armor out of a crowd because they have they're
I
losing
didn't.
bladder control,
I
and she
didn't.
just left her there.
I left her there.
But sometimes we ask you to be big girls and boys, but it's a
Because I had a whole other group of people. I
it's
could
a
not-
wonderful experience, and
Yes.
we actually ask that everybody does support crew every once in a while,
Yeah.
every couple times a year, just to get back in practice. And there's always new things to do, and it's a great way. Even if you don't have a costume, it's a great way to get out and hang out with folks and start learning different things and be a part of the shenanigans. I mean,
yeah.
so like Emily, she's in a lot of our videos. She's one of our new support crews. She's working on her Phasma.
I did
and-
30 troops before I ever had a
Right?
costume.
So we suckered Jen
30
into
troops.
to Kids Day. After she did a 12-hour night shift, she joined us for
Yes.
12 hours with entitled parents and kids.
Yes. I did.
So it is a good
Yeah.
good experience.
And let's see, Gabriel asks if you need a costume. No, you don't.
You
In
don't
fact,
have to.
most of the
like
time,
I said, those 30 troops, I never had one.
Just wear a Star
Yeah.
Wars shirt.
most of the time, like your local garrison, your local crew might be different. Sometimes they'll give you a jersey to wear so that you look official. But talk to them about it, saying you're developing a costume, you want to get involved now, and you'd like to start handling and support crew. It opens up your eyes to a huge amount, and it's hugely appreciated.
I never had any intention of ever putting on a costume.
Hey,
ever.
Justin.
Hi, Justin.
Yeah.
That was never my plan.
Jen first thing with us, she'd never seen Star Wars, and
Yeah.
she
So
came to an event
helping my
after
friends.
working all night long. Came
Yep.
to Kids Day, the first Kids Day we did up here
20,000
as a
people.
bigger group with 20,000 people that we were totally unprepared for because
Totally.
we had no traffic control, no nothing.
It was horrendous.
It was insane. And then she came back, which
He gave me crap about for months.
yes, because I still don't know why she
He
came
still
back.
doesn't know why I
just-
came back.
Like,
but you'll
after
learn
that.
so many
I'm
nuances.
hoping he's glad I did. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like-
well, you can.
Totally.
We've done so many events now between being face characters and doing support crew that we can usually spot the people that are
are
starting
going to cause
that are
problems.
starting to think about it. And I'm notorious for calling them out before they'll do it. And I'll
Yeah.
start like, I'm watching you, or you just do whatever, and you just start talking about what they're thinking, and you'll just start seeing them like they'll get this like and they quickly disappear.
Yes.
So it's a fun way to
Yes.
preempt, and you don't have to worry about it. And then when you're in costume, you're actually watching for that. But the other things you have to watch for is if people overheat.
Yes.
Because there are some people that don't always drink water because water's kind of bland. And this guy,
Or drinks too much coffee
This guy.
and doesn't eat any food.
He gets
and then
there
he's
and
like,
then-
That's my problem. Drink too much coffee.
And then
I
he-
usually drink more than enough of this.
and then he
thank
tries
God
to
it-
take a selfie and it's
Yeah.
like this.
thank God, the white camera uses has awesome stabilizers
Yeah.
in it
That's
the
because
whole
it
reason I
cancels
got that
out
camera.
all of the
It's
vibrations.
just wanted
Yes.
to cancel out my shaky
I
caffeine-laden
can tell
hands.
whether his food to caffeine
So,
ratio
anyway.
is correct just by looking at his hands.
Yeah. Yeah, you need to hydrate a lot.
And then I
yeah.
yell at him.
Well, because you use between about 10, 15, up to 20 pounds on the long troops. Like
Yeah.
probably the fair,
APs?
you'll lose about 20 pounds. APs was about 20 pounds.
It was
We're
a
gonna
lot.
start wetting down his leather suit before he gets in.
Yes.
We're gonna
Just
Just
pre-soak
to
it.
pre-cool
We're
him.
gonna freeze it.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Gabriel, we're at about 28, 29 members right now.
Yes.
And
Which is great.
if everything works out as planned, even though I am being banished to the Outer Rim, I will still be an active member of the Outpost, just doing things.
Yeah, we don't want to
From
share
remotely.
him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
We don't know.
We
That
wanna
and I
be
do
really
a lot of
selfish.
work behind the scenes.
A lot.
Yes.
A lot.
We are behind the scenes people.
Oh, and one more thing on troops about like traffic flow and stuff is we've especially the larger troops where we know we're going to be in massive crowds of people. We generally try and scope out positions where we can back up to something that people can't get behind us,
Yes.
so that all of us, even those of us in helmets, can be watching kind of a narrow field of view, so that we can scan left, right, and see people coming in. And it just makes it much easier when you can control the directions that people are coming at you from, because then you can kind of keep an eye on it. And it's surprising that once you get a line started, people kind of automatically start to just
Yes.
follow that
Follow that line.
unwritten rule. And so it's tremendously helpful if you're handling, or anybody's support crew, or anybody who's not in a helmet, to help get people started on a line, because once the line starts, people tend to stick to it.
Gabriel, yes, I did find the droid I was looking for, but no,
no,
Tom.
the army found it for him.
I'm up for promotion in the Army
Unfortunately.
and have worked myself out of a job. Tried the best that I could. Had 3 stars weigh in on my behalf. So I'm just going down the coast to be with Titan Garrison, hang out
Yeah.
with them and the Pacific
We're
Northwest
not
Builders.
happy about it,
But
even a little bit.
we're talking about not
really.
moving the membership, so I still stay apart because I still have a
don't wanna
lot of
share.
fun. And the beauty of being an Alaskan resident is you got to come back and maintain that membership, so that's more opportunities to come back. And for me, I'm at 17 years, so this is my final hoorah with the Army, and I will drop my retirement paperwork and be back, and we'll be doing the shenanigans for real.
His genius mind also created
With
our
R2.
forums, so we can't
Yes.
go without him.
So
Yes.
So we'll have R2 back with us, possibly his pink sister R2M.
Purple.
Or pink and purple.
Pink and purple combo.
So it'll probably be made on behalf of my daughter. The M is for my daughter's name, and then the number that is yet to be determined will be the age she is when I start building it.
Yes.
So that'll be the new R2M whatever, and we still have. So before R2M starts built, I got to build the moose droid.
Moose droid.
So if you've seen MSCs, so Joyce, one of our members in Fairbanks, she's got a beautiful white MSC, which mouse, which you see running around the hallways.
Yeah, the
hers
little
is
ones
white.
that squirrel around.
Yep, squirrel around and squeak. There is a version that Kevin, my mentor, helped fabricate, and they call it Mousezilla, but we're in Alaska. It's not a mouse.
like
That's
a
a
moose.
moose. Just to give you understanding,
Moose ride.
it has the same motors that R2 does, and at the last con, there were rodeos where people were trying to drink and ride the Mousezilla while it's getting Buckingham around. So there may be some shenanigans like that up here once we get back.
Oh,
But then we've got a
down.
Viper droid to build as a static prop.
Yep.
There's lots of stuff that Jake and I have planned that is not going to end, and
So much
No.
stuff.
it's only going to get worse with us being apart because us being friends for so
Yes.
long. It just means they'll have that much more time to scheme and figure it out and refine our plans. Convince
Yes.
our wives to let us do
Their
this.
their shared brain cells will be working
So
overdrive.
Brian and my friendship got started basically with both of us scheming together on an online game with some other people, and he and I were like tacticians figuring out how to like go make raids and how to destroy people's lives.
Or find the spies.
And yeah, I don't know if Skull's still on, but he mentioned something about rage quitting the other day, and we got to make a lot of people rage quit
was a
and
lot of
watch a
fun.
lot of people rage quit. And
That
so
was a lot of fun.
yes, those plans from afar are not something new that we've got to experience. We definitely have experience in that before, and we'll be scheming much while he is down in Washington. And yeah,
This is not the end of the shenanigans, not by a long shot.
No.
This is just, like I said, we'll call it a banishment, or I'm doing a reconnaissance of other places to see how they're doing stuff.
Yeah.
And,
Not as good as we are.
and bring back their best strategies.
best ideas.
You know, it's no
Yeah.
different than going down. You'll at least have a place to go stay for the
Emerald City Comic
Emerald
Con.
City Comic
I want
Con.
to go to Emerald City Comic Con so bad.
And
That would
then
be so
it's
much
not
fun.
that far of a trip. We're
That'd be
both
awesome.
planning to go down to if they do the celebration on the East Coast in California. That'll be a quick trip, so
Mhm.
it'll be fun.
Yeah, there's some things. Brian might phone in for a vlog or two.
Oh, trust me, I will still be in the chat.
He'll
I
be
will still be
moderating.
He'll
there.
still be in the chat for sure.
I'm still watching all of you out there. Watch
Yes.
that language. That's the only thing that's gonna get you banned.
Let's see. Fantastic Raid said I should try and get some people in the streams. You mean like this? Banter back and forth? I don't know if my heart can handle that. No, there is a guy. There's a guy in France that I'm friends with that builds lightsabers, and
Night,
by
Tom.
builds lightsabers, night Tom. By builds lightsabers, I mean he machines everything by hand from chunks of metal and
Wow.
creates lightsabers from scratch. So he is what I would call a lightsaber smith. I am a installer. I just put stuff together that other people have made. He scratch makes everything and then installs electronics and stuff like that. So he and I have been trying to figure out a way to live stream together and do a live stream together,
That would be cool.
which would be awesome because yeah,
Way cool.
he's amazing. I mean, he does all his own machining and stuff like that. He and I are working together on a project for a Vader saber reveal. We'll see. It might take some time, but and then the only problem is right now is trying to. I know the logistics of how to make the live stream work with him, like he and I Skyping together and stuff like that. But there's a small like software issue and lag issue there that I'm trying to work out. And I know there's a way around it. It's just a matter of doing a little bit of research and working on it to do like that. Because I would like to have more guests on the show. The show. He's pretty to call it a show.
Yes.
It doesn't really make any
It's a
sense. I'm
show.
like, the live stream.
We're
Yes,
gonna
the
turn
live
it into
stream.
a show.
They're turning it into the show.
A live show.
Yeah. I'll have to make like theme music now.
Maybe. You could.
Yeah. And the only thing that's ringing in my head right now is the scratchy and itchy show.
You ought to ask for like what they want to see next. Do they want to see like a TK? Because you could get John.
Yeah,
to
that's
come and
true,
show,
actually.
or-
What
That's
do
true.
you guys want?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's
because it
got
is
options.
it is an hour and
16 minutes.
Yeah.
We're worth
Flying.
it.
I
Okay.
told you, the
We're gonna be starting
shenanigans
to
just keeps going.
Yes.
Wrap up the show for tonight because we've got to go to this photo shoot because the sun actually is starting to set now in Alaska, and we got to get there when there's the right amount of light. But I would like to hear what you guys would like to see in the show because if I could get some of the other Outpost members here to do a live stream with me, and or other things that you want to see, like on the show. Besides, I feel like I've showed my helmet like 20 times.
All the time?
And
So Volkswagen wants bounty hunters. So how about we get Jade and she could show how she takes
Yeah.
peppercura and then does the resin. So Jade,
She's amazing.
She's amazing.
she's one of our long-standing bounty hunters for the Mandalorian Mercs, and she will literally take peppercura from like 8.5, 11 sheets of paper, and then do resin with
Yep.
the fiber strips in it. And I've stood on it, and it won't crack. And it is uber lightweight. And when I eventually start working on my Death Trooper, I'm planning the same strategy. She'd be a good one. Plus, she has all the handmade props that she
Yeah.
makes.
Yeah, she made
Tyler
all
wants
her.
to see Sarah.
Yes, we could see about getting Sarah here.
They think she's cute.
I think
I
she's
know
cute.
everybody thinks she's cute. The Jade's armor, she's seen her on some of the things, but she made all of that herself out of 28 gauge steel or something like that. It's
Some of it.
yeah.
And
anyway,
it's all snaps.
she
And it's
makes
all
everything
custom
herself.
painted by
It's
herself
amazing.
too.
Yeah, my first event with Jade when we did Lowe's for the muscular dystrophy, and she
Yeah.
sat there and laughed at Jake because we split out all of his gear
Yeah.
and laid it out
Yeah.
and meticulously got him dressed, and she just sat there in her chair
Thankfully,
watching
he
and
does not get dressed like
pulled
that.
out her tote and went, "Okay, I'm
No.
done. Are you girls ready to go yet?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm down to about 5 to 7 minutes.
It
Well,
actually takes
7 to
him
10.
longer to get undressed and put it all away.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. It's 15 if there are other people in the room and we're all talking and shenaniganing, which usually I should have my camera on for, but I forget. And yeah. So anyway, we don't have any clone troopers up here. Fantastic raids. We do
But you
have.
got yourself
We do have a shadow.
trooper.
We do have a shadow trooper.
And Lance is not on night, so he could.
That's
potentially-
true.
oh,
He's not on nights.
He's
no,
not.
that's
He's got
right.
a nice 9 to 5.
If my snow trooper / Jedi up here wasn't working nights all of the time, he could get on a stream. Maybe we'll do a weekend stream sometime or something that he can be a part of. And I can check with Kylo and see if she can make it on the show sometime. Now I'm calling it a show.
Right.
It is.
It is a show.
You gotta do it like Johnny Carson. It's a really good show.
Yeah. Right.
We've now changed it. It's
We've
a
got
show.
a great show lined
job.
up for you.
Good job.
You guys have made it a show.
Yes.
Yeah. I want an announcer, somebody with a really deep booming voice to be like, "Here's." Yeah, there we go. We can do that.
do that.
Deep
do
booming
that.
voice.
So, yeah, we have a shadow. He
It's
is
a show.
It's
lots
a
of
show.
fun. It's a show. That's true.
It's
is
a really good
show.
show.
It's a show. That's right. Yeah, that's right, Justin. You are a snowtrooper Jedi / Kylo. He was also a Revan at one point.
That got traded.
They
All
got
the
traded.
things.
Sad.
He's all the things. So someday his Kylo might make an appearance on the vlog if he ever gets it up here.
Maybe we can actually get
him if
Yeah.
you ever get it up here.
Yeah.
Uh,
Maybe we could actually convince Justin to actually wear the right costume at the right time of year. The
yeah.
snowy during snow and the Jedi
Yeah,
during
so you
summer.
don't complain about being so cold.
Right. You know, we
'cause-
took him to Native and he sat there and he was like, "Oh, what the heck is this? It's cold." And we're like, "It's so
It
nice
feels so
outside."
His first troop with us up here, he moved up
We
from
tortured
Love you,
Idaho
brother,
/
love you.
Oregon. And he was in a Jedi, and we were outside Native Medical. It was like February or March.
Yeah,
It was
March.
not
There was
a
still snow
warm
on the ground.
spring day either, and he was freezing to the poor guy. He could pull it together long enough to pose.
Yes,
And then he went back to
fantastic grades.
shivering.
He is the one that wore the beanie in the video.
Yes.
Yes, yes. And so then he goes from that, and we're doing our hottest troops of the year. He was wearing a
In
beanie
the snowy.
to fill up his helmet, and we fixed that since it's much better now with
It's
a hard
getting
hat liner in
getting
his
there.
helmet. But so no more beanie, but still he wears fleece and everything like that.
Yes,
yeah.
he does.
So about another month, Justin, and you'll be starting to get much more comfortable on our outdoor troops anyway.
That's when he's going to show more Jedi time.
Yes.
Jedi will make an appearance. Yeah. Oh man.
Yes, that was your second week in Alaska.
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe even maybe not
was-
even a full second week. It was maybe like 9 days
Day
into
Yeah.
9 or 10.
I just when he goes, yeah, there's a troop today. I was like, yeah, I'll be there. I was like, really? Didn't you just get
Just
into the
roll in?
state?
Yeah.
Like, are you even unpacked yet? And anyway, priorities. People have their priorities. Some people like
Yeah.
Justin have their priorities straight.
Exactly.
We do.
And
Folk show.
fantastic rates. You'd rather live in Alaska than Australia? Yeah, I want to visit Australia. I don't know if I could live there. It's too hot.
How about you bring all the cool stuff you've been working on
There
there,
we go.
and you bring it up here, and then we all go and do stuff together.
Yes.
That would be. It would not be mischievous, no shenanigans. It would become diabolical. That's with you, brother. That's the only place we would go with that. It would just be
Yes,
diabolical.
It would be intensely diabolical.
Because your fabrication skills are top notch.
It would be fun.
Let's do hospital troops. Since I'm kind of the mastermind of that.
You are.
Yes. Oh, we do have a hospital troop coming up this week.
We always do.
An impromptu, quiet, special troop.
We do.
So
We do.
It's coming.
yes,
Yeah.
at some point, it will get.
I may
vlogged.
have arranged
It will get vlogged.
Shenanigans.
Yeah.
I'm good at that.
You should. Anybody that comes this way to Alaska, whether you're Rebel, Mando, one of the Outer Rim costume organizations.
We don't care. We're friends with everyone.
Yep.
Yeah.
We are not like any
We're not
of the-
haters.
we're not like some of the other organizations which actually have rifts. We actually love having everyone together. If you haven't seen our forums are actually designed for all of the costume organizations, to include the Galactic Academy, the Droid
Yes.
Builders, because we actually try to foster it as a family organization, because we would much rather have one Mandalorian go with us if that Mandalorian's always going to be able to go and feel
Yeah.
welcome, and not like, oh, well, I only get one troop in a year.
Yeah.
We'd much rather have them come out and join us and have fun.
For all like
Yeah.
50 of our troops.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got Joshua the Jedi, who's fully convinced now. You know, between
But he's a member.
Justin and Joshua, we can do more. You know, shenanigans with Order 66, and
Oh, yes.
you know,
Yes.
I try to give 60. Justin gets mad at me if I don't do at least 64, 65, and then 66.
It's true.
Joshua
gotta
reacts
count down.
faster. He's a little bit faster on the pickup.
Yeah.
Yes, Justin, it's happening again.
Always.
Let's see, Tyler. There is an active group in Utah. I know of a Vader down there who is like flat-footed, barefooted, with no shoes on. He's at least 6 or 7 inches taller than I am. I know. He's huge. Anyway, he's a really cool guy. But there is stuff that happens in Utah. You just got to look it up and see what's happening down there, and connect with the people down there. Yeah.
There's actually, Tyler, a pretty big droid group down there as well. So there's a bunch of astromechs down there. There's a bunch of rebels, and there's a large 501st organization as well. So
Yep.
they may be running as squads, as smaller units. So you just kind of got to dig into their stuff if you're not already on their stuff, and then see what you can do.
Yeah. For sure. So we're gonna end the show. Sorry, we're ending the show.
We're ending the show.
I
Not
can't even
stream,
say like after
show.
these messages we'll be right back, but yeah, we're just the show.
No.
The show's not gonna go
The
on
show's
right now.
over now. Bye, guys.
The show's over now because we've got to go get ready for a photo shoot.
Yes.
And many of you on the East Coast need to go to bed.
That's
It is
also
way
true.
past your bedtime.
Past your bedtime.
Some of you have to work tomorrow.
That's
It's not
true.
nighttime.
That's true. So, anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in. I'm really glad these two could crash the party here and have fun. It made it a lot more fun, and we even probably went like 45 minutes longer than I would have by myself because I would have run out of stuff to say. Anyway, and so I will be live streaming again next week for sure. I'm going to try and live stream again sooner than that, but we'll see how the week goes because the week is always in flux. Oh my. That needs to be the thumbnail right there.
Yes.
So,
it does.
Anyway, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel and like and share these videos.
Please.
It definitely helps us out.
Like and share.
And other than that, be on the watch out. There'll be more vlogs getting uploaded from my other channel on this channel and some new vlogs coming soon.
The throwbacks.
Thanks
Yes,
all for
and
tuning
real,
in.
And real friends don't let friends wear pleather.
Yes.
That's right. No pleather.
No
and
pleather.
join the forums for your costumes.
Bye, everybody.